Hi, this is Harry from Biofeedback Resources International, and just wanted to tell you about an accessory that you can use for EMG. So, for most of the time, we are using disposable EMG sensors that snap on to our EMG cable, something like this, and then we peel these off and stick them on the area that we want to record from. The frontalis placement is a common placement where you would have three sensors like this sticking to the forehead. And that's a very common way of doing a hookup. That's what I do most of the time. Um, these disposable sensors are pretty easy to work with, but they do require a little bit of work. You got to snap them in, you got to peel them off and stick them on, and then after you're done, you have to peel them off and throw them away and so on. And key part is throwing them away. So these they range in cost anywhere from $35 for a pack of 100 of these, and they go up from there. So it can cost a dollar or so per hookup to use three of these. Now, there are very good reasons for using disposable electrodes. One, it has to do with just not having to deal with cleaning something that is going to be on different people and worrying about whether it's been cleaned properly and in between patients and so on. So it makes your life easier where you're just throwing it away, and it also makes the client more comfortable that they're not being exposed to something that's been on somebody else's skin already. So this is a headband, a reusable headband, and it has three electrodes built into the Velcro of the headband. So I'm going to take a alcohol pad and just clean this. This is what you really should do after each use, and if you want to be extra careful, you can do it before each use, just in case someone used it before you and maybe forgot to clean it, or you just want the patients or clients to feel more confident that it's actually clean. So that's what the electrodes look like, or sensors look like. On both sides, you have the snap side and you have the electrode side. And then what you do is you just snap the leads in. So you have your active, that's the plus, that's the minus active, and then you have your ground, or in some cases it's called a reference. So now this is the headband with the electrodes on it. And so what you would do then is you take some electrode gel and you put some on each one of these electrodes. You don't want to put a lot, because when you put a lot, then it spreads out and gets on the Velcro, and it makes a mess, and it makes it harder to clean next time. So then what you do is you just put the headband on. You can take the cable, put it behind, and just trap it with the Velcro band. And then you have your placement. So you've got your three sensors on. and you have a frontalis placement. This is, of course, the headband is mostly used for frontalis placements. There are some ways you can use it maybe on an arm or on a leg, but for the most part it's designed for frontalis placements. And this just gives you an easy way to do a frontalis placement where you're not using the disposable sensors. And when you do this, you can, when you're done, you take this off, and then you just clean the sensors using a alcohol pad or other types of cleaners that you might use. You don't want to use anything that's too abrasive because it will scrub off the surface, the silver chloride surface of the electrodes that are built into the headband. And these headbands are designed to be used about 50 times, and then they're supposed to be replaced. Now, of course, I know most people are not going to have a tally for how many times they've used it, and as soon as they get to 50, then they're going to get rid of it, which would be ideal. But you can usually tell when the sensors the headband needs to be replaced, because the surface of the sensors wears off, and then the color of this becomes much lighter because the base metal is showing instead of the coating, silver chloride coating. So that's a good sign that you need to replace them. But again, these can be just cleaned, put away, and used over and over with different people. If you're cleaning them properly, you could, if you wanted to get into that, have people have their own, and then you can, label them, and then that person uses their own headband. Could also be used if you have someone that is doing home training and then you don't want them to have to use disposables at a higher cost. So that headband is pretty inexpensive. It's between $30 and $40, and you can order those from us. It's the phone number is 914-762-4646 or 877-669-6463. You can also visit our website, biofeedbackinternational.com. And this headband is made by Thought Technology and designed for their equipment, but it can be used with equipment, EMG devices made by other manufacturers, because it just uses a standard snap connector, and it can work well with other devices as well. So again, it's a simpler hookup, just using one piece. It is reusable, so it costs less money to use that rather than disposable sensors. And as long as you clean it between uses, you should be fine with using it with different people. So if you're interested, you have any other questions about it, just give us a call, send us an email. Email is info@biofeedbackinternational.com. Talk to you soon.